Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. US President Donald Trump has said that a deal to end the Russia-Ukraine war is closer than ever, but reported no apparent breakthrough on flashpoint issue of territory after new talks with the warring countries' leaders. In a joint press conference, Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky indicated that there was near agreement on a US-Ukraine security agreement, but Trump said a few thorny issues around territory must be resolved. Trump spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin earlier in the day. Ukrainian President Zelensky said an agreement on security guarantees for Ukraine has been reached. Trump was slightly more cautious, saying that they were 95% on the way to such an agreement and that he expected European countries to take over a big part of that effort with the US backing. Zelensky said any peace agreement would have to be approved by Ukraine's parliament or by a referendum. Trump said he would be willing to speak to parliament if that would secure the deal. The Kremlin said that President Vladimir Putin and counterpart Donald Trump do not support a European-Ukrainian push for a temporary ceasefire ahead of a settlement, adding that Moscow thinks Kyiv needs to make a decision on Donbas. Kremlin foreign policy aide said that a call between Putin and Trump lasted an hour and 15 minutes and took place at the request of Trump ahead of Trump's meeting in Miami with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Israel's move to recognize Somaliland has invited a warning from Yemen's Houthi rebels. They have warned that any Israeli presence in the breakaway region would be considered a military target. Houthi chief Abdul Malik al-Houthi said that they will consider any Israeli presence in Somaliland a military target for their armed forces. The statement said that Israeli presence continues to aggression against Somalia and Yemen and a threat to the security of the region. This comes after Israel on Friday announced that it was officially recognizing Somaliland, a self-proclaimed republic that unilaterally separated from Somalia in 1991. Preliminary results in Kosovo's parliamentary election suggested that caretaker Prime Minister Albin Kurti's party was nearing 50%, potentially ending the country's long-running political deadlock. Kosovo caretaker Prime Minister Albin Kurti said he will swiftly form a new government after his party won half the votes in Sunday's election. This signaled a possible end to the year-long political deadlock that has paralyzed parliament and delayed key international funding. The vote is the second this year in Kosovo after Kurti's party fell short of a majority in February. Months of failed coalition talks prompted President Osmani to dissolve parliament in November and call an early election. At least 13 people died and close to 100 others were injured when a train partially derailed in southern Oaxaca state. A statement by the Navy said 13 people died, 98 were injured and 39 people are out of danger. Investigation is underway into the cause of the accident. Pakistan's High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Imran Haider, said that direct flights between Dhaka and Karachi are likely to begin in January, calling it an important step in improving ties between the two countries. Pakistan's High Commissioner to Bangladesh shared the update during a courtesy call on Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House in Dhaka. Haider said the number of patients travelling to Pakistan for liver and kidney transplants has increased, adding that Islamabad is ready to offer training and academic opportunities in transplant-related medical fields. At least one person is dead and another is injured after two helicopters collided mid-air before crashing to the ground in Hamilton, New Jersey. The Hamilton Police Department said it received a call about an aviation crash involving two helicopters near Hamilton Municipal Airport, where both aircraft crash-landed and one became engulfed in flames. Police said one person was confirmed dead and another was critical and suffered life-threatening injuries. The Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board will be investigating the crash. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw a long-range strategic cruise missile launching drill. Sunday's launch was the latest event attended by Kim in a flurry of activity by the North Korean leader to highlight the country's military and economic progress before a key party congress expected to be held in early 2026, which will set a development plan for North Korea for the next 5 years. China's private space firm Landspace is rapidly emerging as a strong challenger to SpaceX, focusing on reusable rockets to cut costs and build China's satellite constellations. Landspace's focus on giving China its own low-cost launch option, similar to SpaceX's flight-proven reusable rocket Falcon 9, will play a key role in Beijing's plans to build up to 10,000 satellite constellations in the coming decades. China's military moved Army, Naval, Air Force and Rocket Force units around Taiwan on Monday. The drills were aimed at testing combat readiness and delivering a stern warning against moves toward Taiwanese independence. Statement by China's People Liberation Army Eastern Theater Command spokesman said live firing activities to be conducted on Tuesday across 5 zones in waters and airspace near Taiwan. Russia has reportedly sent 3 Iranian communication satellites into orbit, which is the second such launch since July. Iranian state television reported that a Russian rocket sent the satellites to circle the Earth on a 500-kilometer orbit from the launch pad in eastern Russia. Russia occasionally sends Iran's satellites into orbit, highlighting the strong ties between the two countries. In July, a Russian rocket sent Iranian communication satellite Nahid-2 into orbit. In Andhra Pradesh, a fire broke out on the Ernakulam Express in Nakapalli district on Monday. At least one person was killed in the fire on Ernakulam Express. The incident occurred when the train was travelling from Tatanagar to Ernakulam. The loco pilot noticed flames near a railway station and immediately halted the train, preventing a major disaster. The fire reportedly started in the B1 coach, following which railway staff swiftly detached the affected coaches from the rest of the train. 2 coaches, M1 and B2, were completely gutted in the fire. A detailed inquiry has been ordered to ascertain the cause of the fire. Amid concerns of the recent redefinition of the Aravalli Hills, the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the matter on Saturday and decided to hear it on Monday. A 3-judge special vacation bench headed by Chief Justice of India Surya Kant will hear the matter. The matter will be heard after widespread protests by political parties, environmentalists and civil society members over the revised definition of the Aravalli Hills. In a judgment in November, the Apex Court accepted the recommendations of a committee of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. This defines the Aravalli Hills as any landform with an elevation of 100 meters or more above the local relief, and an Aravalli range as a collection of 2 or more such hills within 500 meters from each other. In wake of the dense fog conditions prevailing across northeast and northeast India, the Delhi airport has warned of possible flight cancellations and delays. In an advisory on Monday morning, the Delhi Airport Authority said it had activated Cat 3 procedures for flight operations due to poor visibility. The India Meteorological Department issued an orange alert for New Delhi due to very dense fog on Monday, with maximum and minimum temperatures expected to hover around 22 degrees Celsius and 7 degrees Celsius. A yellow alert has been issued for Tuesday with similar foggy conditions expected. Light rain or drizzle is likely on January 1st. Torrential rains flooded Spain's southern and eastern provinces over the weekend, with one person dead and two missing on December 28th. Overflowing riverbeds swept away cars and motorcycles, and authorities warned residents to stay indoors. In Valencia, where deadly floods in October last year killed over 220 people, authorities issued red alert warnings, urging residents to stay indoors and on high ground. 8 other provinces were on orange alert, warning citizens of serious risks to themselves or property and to be prepared for worsening conditions. Winter rain lashed the Gaza Strip over the weekend, flooding camps with ankle-deep puddles, leaving hundreds of residents in a lurch. In the southern city of Khan Yunis, blankets were soaked and clay ovens meant for cooking were swamped. According to Gaza's health ministry, at least 12 people, including a 2-week-old infant, have died since December 13th from hypothermia or weather-related collapses of war-damaged homes. Emergency workers have warned people not to stay in damaged buildings because they could collapse. But with much of the territory in rubble, there are few places to escape the rain. The United Nations in July estimated that almost 80% of buildings in Gaza have been destroyed or damaged. Amazon has decided to stop its commercial drone delivery project in Italy following a strategic review. The company said that despite making progress with Italian aerospace regulators, broader business and regulatory conditions did not support the program's long-term goals. Italy's Civil Aviation Authority called the decision unexpected and said it was linked to Amazon's internal company policy and recent financial developments. Amazon had announced in December 2024 that it successfully completed initial drone delivery tests in San Salvo in the Abruzzo region. According to outage tracking website Down Detector, Instagram faced a temporary service disruption on Sunday with users reporting login and app access issues. The situation peaked at around 4:10 a.m. EST in the US with over 180 complaints registered on Down Detector. The most common issues reported by users included problems with accessing the Instagram app, login-related issues, and an inability to access the feed on the platform. However, the spike seems to have fallen down sharply on Down Detector, and users also reported on the platform that they were now able to access Instagram and that the login issue seems to have been fixed. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has announced a new senior role called Head of Preparedness, aimed at assessing risks from increasingly powerful AI systems. Altman said the role will focus on identifying how advanced AI capabilities could be misused and how those risks can be limited without losing the technology's benefits. He warned that newer AI models are not just getting smarter but are sometimes acting in unpredictable ways. The move signals growing concern within the AI industry. Asian markets climbed to 6-week highs as investors bet the US Federal Reserve will cut rates next year. A weaker dollar fueled sharp rallies in precious metals, with gold near record levels despite volatile pullbacks in silver and platinum. Tech stocks led gains across Asia, while the yen found modest support after slightly hawkish signals from the Bank of Japan. Markets now await Fed minutes and upcoming US jobs data for clues on further easing. Oil prices edged higher as investors focused on elevated geopolitical risks that could disrupt global supply. Ongoing strikes in the Russia-Ukraine war and rising tensions in the Middle East supported prices despite hopes for progress in peace talks. Analysts say gains remain capped by concerns over a global supply glut and uncertainty around negotiations. The yen edged higher after last week's sharp fall as investors weighed prospects of further Bank of Japan rate hikes and possible currency intervention. Policymakers signaled rates may rise again after lifting them to a 30-year high. The dollar eased slightly, the euro firmed on Ukraine peace optimism, while markets now await US Fed minutes for clues on global rate direction. Foreign investors pulled a record 1.58 lakh crore rupees from Indian equities in 2025, marking the worst ever annual FPI outflow. Selling intensified amid a weak rupee, high valuations, trade deal delays with the US and limited exposure to the AI boom. Despite this, strong domestic institutional buying of over 7.7 lakh crore rupees helped limit the damage, keeping the Nifty up 10% and on track for the 10th straight year of gains. Attorneys for Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the man charged in the 1996 killing of Tupac Shakur, are moving to suppress evidence seized during a 2023 raid. They argue the nighttime search was unlawful, claiming police misled a judge by portraying Davis as a dangerous drug dealer rather than a retired 60-year-old grandfather. Additionally, the defense argues Davis's previous confessions were false stories fabricated to monetize the rapper's death and avoid prior drug charges. That's it on this edition of Speed News. News and updates will continue on the other side of this short break. Keep watching WION World is One.